we have a human, an actual chef in our kitchen today. Let's get say hello to John Ford from Jack Dusty at Ritz Carlton Sarasota. John, thanks for being with us again today. What's on your menu for today?
Good afternoon. Yeah, that last story kind of scares me a little bit, so I got to step up my game here. We are going to go ahead and say a fond farewell to our winter menu today with a lovely pumpkin squash risotto served actually inside of a pumpkin with a pumpkin granola and pumpkin puree. So definitely a fond farewell to our winter menu as we lead into spring.
I am impressed by those police and fire departments.
How about that, huh?
That's pretty impressive. John, good to see you again.
Great to see you.
So you're winding down the winter menu and kind of thinking about bringing in the spring menu here in a few weeks.
Absolutely. I wanted to highlight kind of one of the last fun dishes that we had at Jack Dusty this season, but obviously it's time to say bon voyage to our winter menu as we roll into spring. So just a little last celebration here. I'll go ahead and get started. What we have here is our acorn squash. What we've done is we've cored it out. Save that top, okay, and then snip off the bottom a little bit too so that you have something steady to set on the plate. And this is just a fun presentation we do, but it also allows for some good interactive eating because as you put the risotto into the finished product and eat it, you can actually scrape off some of that acorn squash as you eat it, and it kind of adds a nice element to the dish.
So the squash is going to be cooked?
Absolutely. And so what we're doing here is we're putting a little olive oil inside.
Set that up here if you can.
Absolutely. Right there. Little olive oil inside, salt and pepper. Keep it nice and simple. And that way, you have a lovely, tasty acorn squash.
Onto your mini sheet pan.
That's right.
Right in the oven. How long do you give it? At what temperature?
350 for about 35 minutes, just until it's soft, till the meat is soft and the flesh is soft. Okay. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and chop some shallots and some garlic to base our risotto out.
Nice knife skills.
All right, thank you. All right, and as you know, we want to have a little garlic and shallot in there just to give it some flavor. And what we want to do is just be careful not to cook it too hard because we do not want it to caramelize. We just want to sweat it a little bit. And sweating means cooking to translucent without browning. This way you get
lower heat at this time.
Absolutely.
Right.
This way you get the flavors of your components, but you're not actually getting that bitterness that sometimes those colors will bring out and that high cooking technique will come out, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and just sweat these down a little bit. And now I use actually a plastic spatula for my risotto. It's a little bit blaspheme, I apologize, but it is more modern and it really gets the edges quite well.
Got about a minute left.
Absolutely. So we're gonna toast our risotto here. Now you wanna toast that, get the flavor into the risotto rice.
Now, normally when you sweat down those veggies, it would take you about how long to actually do it?
About 2.5 to 3 minutes.
Okay.
On about a medium heat. Okay. And we're going to toast off our rice here. Again, you want to let that go about 2 minutes on a medium to medium high heat. We're also going to season our rice. And now the key to risotto is adding your stock or warm stock gradually and then stirring it. And what that does is that releases the starches. The friction of the stirring releases the starches into your stock. And then finally, what that does is that'll emulsify your fat with your stock at the end product. And so it's that's the key to it, is that constant stirring, okay? And what I actually have here is I have a finished product here. So obviously we've stirred this now for about 18 minutes.
So normally for people, okay, I was going to ask you for folks who have never made it before, about 18 minutes. And you're literally talking about continually stirring.
Yeah, you know, if you're really talented, you can step away for a minute and come back and you know what you need to do and you know where it needs to be, but you want to keep bringing it down gradually until there's almost nothing.
So we're basically running out of time here. Let's just...
So we have a little butter.
A little butter.
A little Parmesan, and we have our butternut squash.
Fantastic.
And we fold that in. You got to make sure you take that off the heat.
While you get that out of the oven, I'll remind folks that this recipe is on our website, mysuncoast.com. All of the video instructions are there, as well as the shopping list and the recipe itself. So, Jonathan, I'm guessing you're going to add them into the beautiful squash that you've just cooked.
Absolutely.
And the final product will look like that, served with microgreens.